Think the British built India's railways out of sheer benevolence? Think again. The truth is far more sinister than your school history textbooks ever dared to reveal. This massive steel network, praised as a modernizing gift, was actually one of history's most sophisticated engines of economic extraction. Behind the romantic steam engines lay a calculated mechanism designed to systematically drain the subcontinent of its immense wealth. While Europe integrated railways to connect people and boost local trade, the colonial administration in India had a completely different agenda. Every single track laid under the British Raj served a dual purpose: to rapidly transport raw materials out of the fertile hinterlands to the ports, and to quickly move British manufactured goods back in. It was a closed loop of absolute exploitation. Shockingly, this entire infrastructure was funded directly by Indian taxpayers, who paid exorbitant rates of interest guaranteed to British investors. This guaranteed return system, which famous nationalist Dadabhai Naoroji termed a private enterprise at public risk, ensured British capitalists got rich while India bled. Let us unpack how this grand colonial illusion was constructed to enrich London at India's expense. To understand the genesis of the Indian railways, we must travel back to the mid-19th century. Under Lord Dalhousie, the Governor-General of India, the Railway Master Plan was formulated in 1853. Dalhousie envisioned a vast network that would secure Britain's military hold over the vast subcontinent while unlocking previously inaccessible inland markets for Manchester's booming textile mills. Crucially, the British Industrial Revolution was starving for cheap raw materials like cotton, coal, and indigo. India had these resources in abundance, but transporting them via bullock carts over dusty, unpaved roads was agonizingly slow and expensive. The steam engine was the silver bullet the empire needed to accelerate the draining of India's natural wealth directly to British ports. Thus, in April 1853, the first commercial passenger train chugged from Bombay to Thane. While celebrated as a technological triumph, this historic 21-mile journey marked the dawn of an era of unprecedented resource plundering. The tracks were not laid to unite the diverse Indian communities, but to bind them securely to the economic demands of the British metropole. The administration of the railways was designed with a highly exploitative financial mechanism known as the guarantee system. Under this scheme, the East India Company, and later the British Crown, guaranteed a 5% annual return on investment to private British railway companies. This meant British investors faced absolutely zero financial risk, as any shortfall was paid directly by Indian taxpayers. This perverse incentive structure led to massive corruption, gold plating, and astronomical construction costs. Since their profits were guaranteed regardless of efficiency, British companies built railways with reckless extravagance. Each mile of Indian railway cost nearly double what it did in independent nations like Canada or the United States, with the bloated bills footed entirely by impoverished Indian peasants through heavy taxes. Furthermore, the administration of these railways was completely closed to Indians. The top managerial and engineering positions were strictly reserved for British expats, who received lavish salaries and pensions. Indians were relegated to the lowest paid, most dangerous manual labor, enduring harsh working conditions while being treated as second-class citizens on the very transport system their taxes had funded.